Oh, I didn't post about it. Hey, good morning. Good Sunday morning. It is just a little after 11 o'clock, and we are live on the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland Browns and NFL pregame show brought to you by LPV Productions. I'm your host. My name's Chad Bryan. I ran out of breath in the middle of my own sentence. With me, as always, are Ryan Mosser and TK Dandridge. Ryan and TK, what's going on, guys? Oh, chin up.
Doing good, man. Doing good. Ready to talk some Browns. Sorry about missing last week, but I'm glad to be back. So
that's all good. In case you forgot who we were, we're Ryan, we're Chad, and we're TK. There our names are. There we are. Get those up. TK, how you doing this morning, buddy?
Doing all right, man. Pretty cold last night, so I was kind of starting to feel the effects of that, but doing a lot better this morning, ready to get into this game. Hopefully it'll be something good to watch today. We'll see.
Well, there'll be some good games on. I mean, unfortunately, at 4:25, the Browns are going to play. But, yeah, there'll be some other good games on today. There's a lot of good matchups. And we'll go around the NFL a little bit later. We'll get to some of those. The 4:25 kickoff. I'll tell you what. You know what? Let's just – while we're at it, let's just get Double A's take right away because the 4:25 kickoff is weird to me. I don't know. I mean, Ryan, you and I, we talked about it a little bit. You texted before the show started. Any game that doesn't start at 1 for the Browns is kind of like –
I hate it. Any Buckeyes game that's not at noon, I don't care about the night games. I don't care. It's about convenience for me. Okay. I'm a photographer, so I miss most night games anyway. And then for Browns, I'm just trying to get it over with. So let's just play at 1 and get it over with. So I'm not trying to sit around at 4:30 or 8 o'clock. So
yeah, I think a lot of that coaching staff looks like they're trying to get it over with as well when they go out there on the field. Players are playing hard, but man, sometimes I wonder. But let's get Double A's take on this real quick, and then we'll get into the show.
Good Sunday morning, everybody. Happy Browns Sunday. What if I told you, Browns fans, that we go to the game together, and all you got to do is pay $6 to go to the game? $6. We'll find somewhere in downtown Cleveland. We've got to park in the hood, but it'll be somewhere free. So parking's free. We can eat before the game, drink before the game, and all you got to do is spend $6. Go right in the Huntington Bank Field to watch the Browns. You're not signing up for that? You want to go by yourself? Okay. All right. I tried. Try to get tickets now. The prices have gone up. But the point still remains that we are at an all-time low as far as fandom with the Cleveland Browns. I can even make a case that this is lower as far as morale. This is lower than the 0-16 season because at least you saw light at the end of the tunnel. But let me give you this to set this up. This is a 4:25 start. This is not the game of the week, by the way. That's the game we're not going to see. That's the Chiefs and Broncos. So a 4:25 start. You have all day to consume alcohol. You have all day to talk about how this team has been trash with handling business. You got time to have a conversation about Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders and what was reported to G. Bush, who I know and, good friends with G. Bush. I trust his sources. So, when you have all of that going down, let me just say that even if Shedeur Sanders is not ready to play, you got real fans that will be at Huntington Bank Field today, real fans at Brown Stadium, and you got real fans that will let you know real quick if Dylan Gabriel is not playing well. And if balls are short, if things don't look good at all, which it won't, I think this will be, whether Stefanski likes it or not, this will be the last game that Dylan Gabriel starts for the Cleveland Browns. Why? Because the real fans that's going to Brown Stadium today will tell you that this will be the last game that Dylan Gabriel starts for the Cleveland Browns. What do they do next? We don't know. It's anybody's guess. But what I do know, if Gabriel doesn't step up, it's curtain calls for the 3rd round draft pick. And Stefanski and Andrew Berry.
Well, there it is. I mean, there's Double A's take. Nothing there I disagree with. I mean, the fans are going to have extra time to get a little bit loose down there, I think they might let you know. Yeah. I think they might let you know. He's right. If Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Rees and Dylan Gabriel and company get off to a slow start.
I mean, if Dylan Gabriel is out there tossing wounded ducks early in the first quarter, much like he did against that Jets game, you're throwing the damn screen pass, 15 feet above the guy's head. A damn screen pass. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see his ass get booed smooth off the field if he plays like that yet again. I do think in unison, of course, we don't really care to give him an opportunity, but, we don't want to pull the curtain out too soon. But at the same time, it's like, listen, man, we need you to do the right thing. We need you to hit open guys on 4th and 1. We need you to not take a sack on 4th and 1. We need you to throw a screen pass correctly to your 5'11" wide receiver who only has a 36-inch vert.
Is that 9 feet tall out there? I don't understand.
In the air. I don't even know how he did that. But yeah, so that's just my little take on it. Didn't want to drag on too much with that, but yeah, you pretty much know what it is at this point.
Well, TK, you could have dragged on as long as this offense is dragged on with Dylan Gabriel back there. Right. Listen, it's funny to me that like the screen pass gets airmailed, right? And then like a 15, 20-yard pass down the field hits 5 yards in front of a receiver. And I mean, I think you could just tell he doesn't have a very good feel. He just doesn't have like his legs aren't under him. I don't know. Like it's just again, like I said last week on the show and the week before, I don't even know how to really even break any of this down. Like some of his throws are so bad that
they're atrocious.
It's like he's learning how to throw a football for the first time. And maybe the NFL isn't the best place to do that as a starting quarterback for a franchise. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I think we have a pretty good show. Our show is going to be better than the game. I can, without a doubt, say that. Yeah, it's more entertaining to watch than the Browns give up back-to-back special teams touchdowns. That was something special last week. I don't call them special teams for nothing, folks, I guess. Whatever. Let's just get into it. Because I think with the Ravens, you wonder, right? Started off 1-5, right? Now they're hot. Now they're 4-5. So which Ravens team will we see today? Baltimore or less, right?
Shout out to Chad for his graphics. These are hilarious.
And shout out to us hiding behind the graphics. We don't want to. Hey, chin up. These are. Listen, it's a technical difficulty. You guys have no idea what I've gone through to get this computer going for the show today. It's been a fun one. And now the bottom thirds are going to cover stuff. So we're going to hide behind those for most of the show. And you don't need to see us anyway, right? You just want to see what we're talking about. But yeah, which Ravens team will we see? I mean, matchup 1, right, in Baltimore, the big celebration, right? Remember we talked about how crazy that was, that the Ravens were celebrating all their anniversary of moving to Baltimore. Well, that's weird because they came from here. It seemed like funny timing, right? And then Derrick Henry went out and laid an egg. He had 11 carries for 12 yards or something.
Yeah.
I made those numbers up, but he didn't run very well. I mean, Lamar Jackson didn't look great other than throwing 4 touchdown passes. That's weird to say. It didn't look great other than 4. But you know what I mean? Like, the Browns defense played pretty well. I thought that was one of the games at the beginning of the season where the Browns actually outplayed a better opponent and still lost pretty badly. It was weird game. But yeah, I don't know if the Ravens come in like they've looked lately. I don't know. I mean, we could be in trouble today, even at home. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, which Baltimore team do we see? The Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson going together, or they don't have it going together? What do you guys think, man? Ryan, what do you expect to see Baltimore look like today in the afternoon kickoff?
I think they're going to be good. They've been playing good the last 3-4 weeks. I mean, Lamar Jackson, there's been concerns about his injury. He's actually missed, like you said, a day out of practice this week for a sore knee. But I mean, he's been back for 2 weeks after taking 4 games off. In his 2 games back, he's played pretty well, I'd say. Like you said, he threw 4 touchdowns last week, total of 5 touchdowns, 35 of 52 for 380 yards, 5 touchdowns, and then rushed 14 times for 40 yards. I mean, last week versus the Vikings was a bit lackluster, especially for his standards. But I think that this game will be where he, runs off those metaphorical Forrest Gump leg braces, if you will. I think that, he'll look to open up the, Ravens offense up. I don't know. I think he's going to play well today. And with, Derrick Henry, which version will we see? Like, you said he ran the ball 11 times for, I think, like you said, 12 yards in September when we played him. But, 23 yards is what he did.
Yeah.
He went on a bit of slump, but since week 6, Derrick Henry has been one of the best running backs in the NFL. His last 5 games ran the ball 84 times, 387 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He seems to be back in form just in time for the team to be on that playoff push. Yes, the Browns have a great defense despite literally every single outcome from every single game. Usually it's us losing. Only allowed an average of 97.9 rushing yards per game and only 3 rushing touchdowns all season, which is a testament to this defense, especially, when I always say, they try to bend but not break and usually end up breaking by the fourth quarter. Only giving up 3 touchdowns on the ground is something. But unfortunately, I think that Henry will break away a few decent runs, in the fourth quarter when we're tired and, they'll be ahead in the game. So,
yeah. The 3 rushing touchdowns is amazing when you consider how many teams have had a lead late against the Browns this year, and you're really just looking to ice the game, run the ball, run the clock out. I mean, you would think that somebody would break a run. 3 touchdowns is amazing. TK, before we get to you and your kind of take on what we expect to see out of Baltimore today, I did want to say you mentioned the playoff push. Speaking of the playoff push, the Commanders are playing the Dolphins in Spain right now. Wait, that has nothing to do with the playoff push. Sorry. But that was a super exciting game at halftime. 6-6, a bunch of field goals going on there. Someone did actually score a touchdown. The Commanders scored 13-6 now. Let me refresh on that to see. Whoops, that's not the right screen. Again, that's a technical difficulty Sunday. Welcome. About 6:55 to go in the third. The Commanders lead the Dolphins 13-6 still. So it's like an American League baseball game. That's super fun. Oh my gosh.
Who has the ball?
That's what we sent to Spain. That's amazing. Like Spain is like, hey, NFL football. Like, where are the NFL teams though? what happened? So sorry, Spain.
It's so sad that we give them such crappy entertainment when we do these international games because
Spain,
they already know
the
good ones wouldn't care to do it. I think the Eagles-Packers game last year in Brazil, that's probably as good as that's going to get as far as your international matchups. Other than that, you're going to have a bunch of crap coming through.
I don't see how these people are
still interested, but they are.
Hey, whatever. It is what it is. One day we'll figure out how to send a decent matchup over to wherever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, TK, I wanted to get to you. Like, how do you expect Baltimore to look? I mean, they've just been so up and down this season. They're on a heater now. I mean, they're playing pretty well. We'll talk about it in a minute. I mean, their numbers over the last 3 games are actually pretty ridiculous. But what do you expect to see out of Baltimore today?
Ravens fans have absolutely no fear. For your black Jesus has persevered. Lamar Jackson is back and rocking like he always does. I definitely think one thing needed to be restored back into that Baltimore Ravens locker room was some hope and some faith and some type of confidence in something that they could make some type of a run, especially with all of the injuries that they have had this year. Obviously losing Nnamdi Adebayo earlier this season. Then obviously getting rid of Jair Alexander right for the trade deadline, not to mention the other injuries that they have had. I don't remember all of them offhand right now, but this team has been gutted. And obviously when they went to 1-5, there was a lot of, what's going on? Are they going to be fighting for a top 10 pick? Are they going to tank? And then we had to sit back and talk to ourselves for a minute and realize this ain't what the Ravens do. No. This is not what the Ravens do. We're not used to this 1-5. Yes, it is a horrible start. Yes, there were things that needed to be fixed immediately. Yes, there were some hideous losses in that, particularly the 44-10 drubbing that they got at home. I believe it was week 4, week 5. But I do think they are back. Granted, some of the wins that they have had, maybe not that impressive, but hey, a win is a win. Obviously, having your QB1 back in the fold means a hell of a lot. Not many people can contain this man offensively. He's got everything on lock. He's getting massive production from guys like Mark Andrews, and believe it or not, Justice Hill is making the best of his opportunities. He's starting to get goal line carries over Derrick Henry now. That makes absolutely no sense to me. But if it works and he gets in the end zone, so be it. But yeah, I definitely think the Baltimore Ravens are ready to go on a nice little run and take hold over this division. Cincinnati is starting to fall apart. Pittsburgh is probably the most confusing team in the NFL. And, of course, we ate shit like every other year. So, yeah, I expect a lot of great things from the Baltimore Ravens coming down the stretch. Today might be an ass-busting of effort proportions. Hopefully not. Again, we will see. But I do expect the Baltimore Ravens to remember exactly who they are and to get things rolling immediately. They don't have much time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, going off of TK, I mean, when Lamar came back from his injury, it was reported that he went into the locker room and took away any and all distractions. He took out the ping pong tables. He took the Who's Feast. He took the Who's Pudding. He took the Roast Beast. He took all of it. Took it out of there, I mean, sorry. I love making Chad laugh. Basically put the team on notice that they were in playoff mode, It seemed to work for the most part. Yes, it's a small sample size, as you said. Only 2 games back. It wasn't that funny, Chad. But the Ravens have
I'm just picturing Lamar Jackson coming in here and being the Grinch today. I just,
Hey. I mean, they have a pretty favorable schedule so far the rest of the season, though. They play Cleveland today, then the Jets. Like TK said, the Bengals and Steelers are awful. So they play the Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, and Packers, and then finish off with the Steelers. That's a very favorable matchup for them to win this division. A few difficult games in there, but there's plenty of opportunity for the Ravens to become a playoff team. So,
yeah. I mean, we've talked about it all year on the show. I think the Ravens are by far the most talented team in the division. 1-5 with the Ravens didn't feel like 1-5 with the Browns. It felt like they still were going to come back and have a chance to win the division. We talked about it. I don't know. I mean, as far as the all-time series, the Ravens lead at 38-15. Sorry. I love it. We'll get this fixed. Don't worry. But the Browns have won 3 of the last 4 meetings at home. So, I mean, in Cleveland, the Browns are pretty good against the Ravens. No? Is it home cooking? Is it the crowd? Is it just the atmosphere? Is it, just not having to travel? I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that gives the Browns any kind of a real chance today? I know that obviously historical matchups don't really mean much. I kind of think it's weird. College football fans get really wrapped up in this kind of stuff, right? They'll be like, "Oh, Ohio State plays Alabama in the playoffs," but in 1974 they played what? Like who? Like how do you even equate? Whatever, that's fine. But these are a little more recent. Obviously, 3 of the last 4 matchups at home. At least some of these guys are on the roster still. Does that make a difference in today's game, TK, or no? I mean, this one feels, man, I don't know. I have a bad feeling going into this one, but maybe I'm doom and gloom. Maybe I'm grinched out. I don't know. I'm not really sure what happened to me, but I just have a bad feeling about this one. I don't think it matters where they play it, but TK, what do you think, man?
I really don't think it makes that much of a difference, especially with the way that we played the last couple of weeks. I like to go back to last year and think, that was a pretty emotional week for a lot of us, especially with losing Jimmy D at the young age of 68. So I definitely think that played a huge part in why we were able to carry through and get the victory. Not to mention, Jabu got up there and started preaching. He had church right before the game, and he went on to throw 334 yards and 3 scores as well. So, big kudos to him. He was a huge part of that. I don't see any type of, emotional refuge or, any urgency to make this some type of a huge game. Now, I do remember Miles Garrett saying, mathematically, we are still in the playoffs and we do what we need to do.
Sorry.
8 straight. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, partner. I mean, so I really don't see this being much of any type of silver lining at all in the season. I expect it to be just kind of your regular Browns-Ravens matchup. I really it shouldn't be a blowout. Don't think it'll be a blowout, but at the same time, this is right when the team is starting to get hot. We have been absolutely atrocious through the past few weeks. I honestly think we are the worst team in the NFL right now. I understand the Titans look like crap. So the Saints don't look that good either. But at the same time, when you lose to a team that has basically sold the entire farm and ain't left nothing but a damn bucket, and you still lose to them, that's pretty terrible. So to say what I expect today, not much, partner. Not much at all.
Shocked to find out the bucket was still there. Didn't know that. Literally thought it was just farmland, not even a barn. I don't know. I mean, I think Myles Garrett in the mathematically still, it's just maybe he's got a career in stand-up comedy when he's done playing football, when he's done chasing quarterbacks around.
Look, I love the confidence of man for you to say something wild like that.
Illusion, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Make it easy on the mathematically still alive. Ryan, I don't know. I mean, do you think I don't know, you think playing at home makes a difference today, or does it just feel like meh?
No, I mean, it does surprise me that the Browns have won 3 of the last 4 matchups in Cleveland. Honestly, I understand that saying, it's hard to beat a team once in a season. It's even more difficult to beat a team twice in a season. Mm-hmm. So that, makes sense to extend, but it extends. However, I mean, the Ravens are a much better team, and they're not for a very long time. They say any given Sunday, but I don't expect the Browns to win here at all. I'd make it 3 out of the 5 last matchups because I think the Browns are losing today. So.
Yeah, I think so too. Not much. Well, I guess the score is a little bit of a mystery, but I was gonna say not much mystery in our score prediction of what we're gonna pick at the end of the show. But I don't know. I mean, I think you could watch that game last week. I literally so the kickoff return for a touchdown, and then the punt return for a touchdown. I went to bed. I just went to sleep. I was like, I'm done. That's it. I'm not. They're gonna lose. It was 14-7, and I was like, they lost. This game's over. Yep. You just knew it. I mean, you had that.
It's not awful. Down a touchdown. You're like, yep, this is unattainable. We're not going to come back from this.
Yeah, we can't come back down 7. Are you kidding me? Like, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's really, really bad. I don't know. Just no score update. Still 13-6 in that Commanders-Dolphins game. And I can't wait. Actually, the best segment this week is going to be around the NFL. There's a lot of playoff implications. Did you guys know right now the Chiefs would technically, if the season ended today, they'd be outside looking in. They wouldn't be in the playoffs. So today, the Chiefs don't find themselves in many must-win games in November. I think that's something interesting that we'll take a look at. Again, probably way more interesting than anything with the Browns. But I think some of it depends on Myles Garrett because, listen, Garrett has been, I don't know, pretty hot. I mean, obviously he had the 5-sack game against New England. It didn't really mean anything. They still lost by 100 points, but he's got 7 sacks in his last 5 games. And I don't know. It just begs the question every time I bring these up. I love how we got to chin up a little bit. Man, how you doing? How you guys doing? But no, I think it begs the question: which Garrett will we see today? Like, which Myles Garrett do we see? Do we see disruptive Myles Garrett? Do we see it's 3rd and 17? Why is Myles Garrett sitting on the sideline? Myles Garrett, it's like sometimes you'd never really know. You look at the stats afterwards, and you have a tackle and a half, and that's it. Like what? You know what I mean? Like for as disruptive as he is, I get it. The double and triple teams, and everybody's scheming away from him or whatever. But you still, like you expect him to get out there and make some plays. Do we see the Myles Garrett that makes enough plays to make a difference in this game? Maybe not to win, but at least to keep it close. Or do we just see the Ravens completely take care of their business, stay away from him, keep him out of the game? Sometimes with Lamar Jackson, if you over rush a little bit, it can be dangerous. It can get up the field on you pretty quickly. Did the Browns come out too fired up? I don't know. I mean, which Garrett do you think we see today, Ryan?
I mean, do we see a disruptive Myles Garrett? I mean, it's definitely possible. The Ravens have a below average offensive line play. They rank, I think, 18th so far this season, so just below average. Myles will have the task of going against Ronnie Stanley, ranked 8th offensive tackle so far in 2025. But he's 31 and definitely will have his hands full with Myles and the fantastic Browns defensive line. Myles has games where he disrupts the entire game by having 5 sacks, and then goes through periods where he's non-existent in the stat line because of double teams, but that opens up other things, or opens up things for other defensive linemen. I obviously want to say that Myles is going to have 3 sacks and be a dominant force on the defensive line today, but I'm unsure. We just saw him have 5 sacks in a game, and we still lost by 19 points. So I mean, I do know that it will be a fun matchup to watch as football fans, but I'm not going to bank on that for him to disrupt the game just because of the sacks, because literally he had 5 and didn't leave a dent. So.
Not even a dent, not even a scratch. Yeah, that's amazing. I texted you guys before the game, and I said I do always look forward to the Twitter posts after the Browns games where it's like, since the BC-AD merger, the Browns are the first team to, allow a team to leave the stadium during the game and allow negative rushing yards and passing yards and still lose by 45 plus points. It's just amazing. Again, we're very lucky to have a team here that continues to make history. I think we are whatever. TK, what do you think, man? Which Myles Garrett do we get today? Do we get to why is he sitting on the sideline for 5 straight plays, or why did he get 9 sacks and we still lost by 40? Which one do you think?
Well, real quick, patiently waiting for that History Channel documentary. on the ineptitude of the Cleveland Browns. That should be interesting. Anyway,
it's not going to be a 30 for 30 because there's no sports involved. Yeah, it's just
there you go. I definitely think today is going to depend on the score. We go down early, 21-3, 24-3. You know, we're going to see, Miles quitting on us, copping out on the sideline, probably, inches away from crashing out. But somehow, some way, if we manage to keep this game close, you may get another Lawrence Taylor, Derek Thomas-like performance like you got in the New England game. Hopefully, it'll actually mean something this time. But I do think the outcome of the game is going to involve that. He has been dealing with some injuries this year, not major, but again, there were times where you saw him on the sideline on 3rd and long. You wonder, why is our star pass rusher not on the field for 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17? It made absolutely no sense to us. And doesn't make sense now. So I definitely think it's going to be score driven, whether or not we're going to get that hallmark game from Myles Garrett today. I do think either side that you put him on the side with Ronnie Stanley. He's going to have a solid game. Granted, he's going to have to work a little bit harder because Ronnie Stanley is still a very solid left tackle in the NFL. Roger Rosengarten, also another solid lineman, decent right tackle. May not have to work as hard versus him, but, you definitely don't want to sleep on anybody because Roger Rosengarten is still a decent player protecting that right edge. So I just definitely think it's going to be a score-driven type thing. Yeah. I hate to say it, but that's just how I feel today.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. And unfortunately, we don't have the type of offense that can really come out and score early and often. I mean, they do okay on the first possession. I think that's the one thing where the offense really, I don't want to say has shined because this offense has not shined at all. But I do like how they tend to come out and look on the first possession of the game. That's about it. Unfortunately, I mean, there are bright spots here and there, little flashes of like maybe guys are trying to figure things out on the field. But yeah, unfortunately, Gabriel looks so bad throwing the ball. Somehow even worse than Justin Fields, even though he threw for a couple touchdowns. I don't know. It's just like the short little passes that come out of his hand wrong. I still haven't quite figured out. I've tried to go back and watch him to see what's going on there, and I still can't quite figure it out. I have no idea. Speaking of offense, I don't know. I mean, I think a big thing, we think about the Ravens coming in. I mean, over the last 3 games, I think they've only given up like 13.6, 13.7 points per game. They've also they've also forced 7 turnovers in those 3 games. So can the Browns offensively avoid turnovers today? And this was the thing for Dylan Gabriel. I'm kidding. This is the thing for Gabriel. Like I saw some fans say, well, he's not turning the ball over. But like there have been games where he could have thrown 4 or 5 interceptions where it just, the ball didn't get caught. This feels like one of those games today. And when I say the game could get out of hand, this is what I mean. I don't necessarily mean the Ravens are going to like run all over the Browns defense or take advantage of it, because the Browns defense is obviously very good. We've talked about the inability to get a stop late, but when you've been on the field for 35, 40 minutes of a football game, it's just, quite frankly, it's exhausting. And it starts to feel like, doesn't even matter if we get a stop here when we go 3 and out, or when we throw a pick on the second play of the possession. Like, I'm not saying guys are quitting on the team, but it just, how it feels when you can't rely on one side of the. I mean, now we don't know what we can expect out of special teams now. I mean, I'm not sure how Bubba Ventrone still has a job after that fiasco last week. I don't know how anybody on this coaching staff has a job. It's so puzzling to me that I've heard a lot of talk about accountability this week with the Browns. And there seems to be none internally. And I don't know what, like, it's like we're back in the Freddie Kitchens days. Remember when the locker room was just wild and like Odell Beckham was. By the way, we haven't had a guy saying "come get me" lately. Is that about to happen? I don't know. Do we see that today? Could you imagine Myles Garrett on the Ravens? Anyway, I don't know. I mean, there's no accountability. It's just always talk of we got to be better, right? We got to be better. We got to be better. We got to be better. We'll be better. We're gonna get better. We'll be better. We'll do better. We'll be better. We'll get better. I mean, it's like Allen Iverson and the practice squad. I mean, you could. Kevin Stefanski has probably said we got to be better 587 times this season. which is probably almost as many dead possessions as the Browns have had on offense. I don't. There's no sign of them getting better. There's no sign of them improving. There's no sign of them showing any kind of initiative to fix any of these problems. They come out each week with the same problems, and they seem to get worse. So TK, I don't know. Do you expect a bunch of turnovers today? Do you expect the Browns to take better care of the football? Weather-wise, it's not terrible. It's a little windy, whatever. I don't know. I mean, how do you expect Gabriel to look today? Well, we talked about wounded ducks. I mean, thrown in the wind, it's not too windy, but I hear it howling out there a little bit. I mean, what's this going to look like today with Gabriel? Do they avoid the turnovers? Do they rack up a bunch again against the Ravens? I mean, what happens today?
Think back to that Miami Dolphins game when Dylan only threw the football 18 times. We need to do whatever we possibly can to make this another Quinshon Judkins legacy game. Or, like I've been saying the majority of the season, use all of your running backs and figure something out. We still have the absolute worst receiving core that God has seen within the last 25 years. Why do you continue to throw the football? And then you got Ramen Noodle under the center, slinging the rock. Reckless as hell, by the way. Inaccurate as hell, by the way. So why would we risk throwing the football today? We need to find some type of resolve in this running game. I understand last week wasn't necessarily the silver lining that we're looking for. Quinshon at 22 carries, 75 yards, especially the week after you get rid of Quinn Williams. You had Harrison Phillips and Jay Tufele doing most of the dirty work on that defensive line for the New York Jets. Obviously, kind of the same situation going on in Baltimore with the injuries that they had along their defensive line. But at the same time, like I said earlier, this is a team that is starting to get hot and starting to figure things out. But at the same time, in these bad weather games, with that beef-flavored ramen noodle-ass arm under center, don't you go out here playing these games thinking you're going to sling the football all over the field. That is something you haven't done once this season. So we need to keep it simple, and we need to keep the ball on the ground. Plain and simple.
TK, are you telling me they're not even using the seasoning? I mean, they're just boiling the noodles and that's it?
They'll use half the seasoning packet. It has too much sodium in it.
Too spicy.
Too spicy. It looks like they're eating it with a weak plastic broken fork too. Like they can't even pick up the noodles. God, I remember college. Anyway, that brings back memories. Ryan, what do you think? I mean, can they avoid turnovers? I mean, is this team? Can they even run the ball against the Ravens? Are they going to be able to? Can they do that today?
I mean, yeah, they can't avoid turnovers. I mean, the Browns' offensive turnovers are 7 interceptions and 4 fumbles compared to the defensive turnovers, 8 interceptions and 2 fumbles. There's only a turnover differential of 1, which isn't bad, honestly.
No,
I mean, Dylan Gabriel has started 5 games for the Browns and only has thrown 2 interceptions. Yes, there are a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda interceptions, and of course we got to watch out for those. But I mean, I like the stats. For throwing the ball 174 times in those 5 games, that's really good. Only 2 interceptions. I'm not saying Gabriel is a good quarterback in the NFL. I think he sucks. Let's get that clear. But at least he hasn't turned the ball over too much. The Browns have 11 offensive turnovers so far in 2025, and Joe Flacco is responsible for 9 of them. And he's no longer with the team. The only other turnovers were, Dylan's 2 interceptions that he threw against the Patriots. Outside of that, since Flacco's left, the Browns have been fantastic holding on to the ball if they can catch it. I don't think that the turnovers will be the problem today for the Browns. I mean, it definitely could. I mean, there's always an anomaly and stuff, but I just think it's going to be punt after punt after punt. That will be the main problem for us today. I mean, because we're the Cleveland Browns. If you guys ever seen that TikTok, shout out Drew Allen for his hilarious videos. Go check him out on the at Drew Allen _. That's really, really funny, man.
Love him.
What a perfect depiction of just what it's like to be a Browns fan. Like, what the heck?
Yep. Honestly, yep. I don't know. I mean, he's taking care of the ball in a sense that, defenders haven't caught it. But I'm with you. I mean, hey, you're right. They're not interceptions. I mean, they're not going down as turnovers. They're very bad throws. By the way, that Commanders Dolphins game is they're just starting the 4th quarter, still 13-6. So if you bet the over on that one, good luck. I don't know why anyone would have done that. What was the over under
right?
on that game? Like 19.5 points.
-2.
-2. It's still bet the under. Yeah, I don't know. Well, the Browns would find a way to lose that game too. Give up -2 points, they'd still lose.
Oh, you know
History. Anyway, listen, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna just take a quick 2-minute break. When we come back, listen, grab your snacks, grab your coffee, grab your whatever drinks you want because listen, it's road trip time. We're gassing up the car. We're gassing up the Inside Edge Network car, guys. We're gonna go around the NFL.
Oh my god,
we're going around the NFL.
This is awesome.
I can't wait. Sorry, TK called shotgun. I'm driving. I don't know what's going on. Ryan, you guys sit in the back seat of the convertible. But listen, man, we're going to see all the sites. We're going to go around the league, and we're heading around the NFL.
That's so funny, bud.
I don't know what's going on. This is what happens when I have time to this is why you shouldn't set me loose in Photoshop, man. That's what happens. Again, we'll take a quick 2-minute break on the Inside Edge Network. We'll come back with more, I don't know, grinchiness and everything else we got going on. Guys, we'll be right back in 2 minutes. All right, guys, we're back. Just like that. Break is over. That went by faster than most Browns offensive possessions this season. It flew. I thought I had time to do things. I didn't have time to do anything. Anyway, we're back on the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland Browns, NFL. Cleveland Browns, I should say, pregame and NFL pregame show. I don't know what we're called. What are we called? Do we have a name? I have no idea what's going on. The technical difficulties apparently are not limited to my computer. They're also with my mouth. Words are hard. Words are always hard. What are you going to do? So I think this is the time that we like to do what we like to do. I mean, this is my favorite part of the show because talking about the Browns can get a little tedious at times. So I think it's just time to head around the NFL. I mean, if you want to join us as we do that, you can pile in the car. There's room in the back seat. Ryan will scoot over and let you in. If you want to, it'll be fine. If you want to give us some of your predictions and things like that. I don't know what happened to my graphic. My graphics gone, but doesn't matter. Yeah, we're going to go around the NFL. So let's take a look. Well, first of all, I think we have to hit the Thursday night game because the Patriots. Remember, I kept saying all year, I'm waiting for the Patriots to get it going, turn it on. The Patriots have turned it on, man. They won. I mean, it's the Jets. Let's not, I'm not super excited about the win, but the point is, they're 9-2, right? Patriots are 9-2. They beat the Jets 27-14 on Thursday night. Drake May played pretty well, threw for 281 yards. Justin Fields was the rushing leader in that game with 67 yards. And at least there's something for the Jets to hang their hat on. No special teams stuff going on. That they didn't play the Browns, so they didn't have that week. or that game. Whatever. What do we got today? We got the Dolphins and the Commanders going on right now. That's still, I believe. Let me check for you. Oh no, I'm sorry. The Dolphins just scored to tie it up.
Nice.
So with 12:36 to go in the fourth
we got
quarter,
a game going.
13-13. Might get some free NFL football in Spain. I don't know if they want to watch any more of that matchup, but they might get it regardless. So we'll see what happens there. We'll keep an eye on that score for you. Other than that, let's get started on our road trip around the NFL. Where do we want to start? Let's start TK. I'm gonna start with your Panthers, man. How about that? Panthers at the Falcons today. The Falcons are a 4-point favorite at home. Over under in this one's pretty low, 41.5 points at Mercedes-Benz Stadium down in Atlanta. TK, I'm gonna let you take the Panthers Falcons, man. You take the reins and tell us what you think, man.
Well, I definitely think this is going to be one of the more confusing games this week. Both teams are coming off of very heartbreaking, just awe-inspiring, awe-draining losses, to be honest. The Panthers at home to the Saints, they look absolutely atrocious. They could not get anything done on offense. The Falcons losing a heartbreaker in Berlin to the Colts. For some reason, I just feel the Panthers taking this one over. I do not know exactly what the direction of the Carolina Panthers are in right now. Their defense has gotten light years better from where it was last year, but the offense is still as anemic as I am. We have not gotten good production out of Xavier Leggett whatsoever. We have a potential tight end one guy playing tight end three behind Ja'Tavion Sanders and Tom Tremble, who have been absolutely terrible this season. And the one that hurts me the most is that Sure-Fried Bryce isn't getting any better. This is a guy that averages 168 yards a game.
Is that a ramen noodle flavor or no? Is that it? Maybe he's not using all the seasoning packet.
I've never told you guys that was my little nickname for him. Okay. But anyway, this is a young man that has not improved at all. I think he's had one 300-yard game this year. He threw 328 yards against the Arizona Cardinals. I think that was week 2 in a comeback loss. Other than that, it has been sub 200. Some of those performances have just looked like dried up raisins, no substance to them. I really don't know what to think of this Carolina Panthers team anymore. Granted, they are still second in the NFC South. It's a lot of questions that need to be answered in Charlotte, and I don't think we're going to get those answers this season. So I'm going to take Atlanta on this one.
Okay, Ryan, Panthers, Falcons. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm taking Atlanta too. I think Panthers are in trouble here. I don't know. I mean, the key factor for me is, yes, Rico Dowdle's having a good year as a top 10 running back, but the Falcons have Bijan Robinson, a top 5 running back. They have Drake London, the 6th overall receiver. Even Kyle Pitts is pushing top 10 for tight ends. They're outmatched on offense, and this Falcons defense is relatively good. They have the best passing defense in the NFL, not a great rushing defense. So if the Panthers are going to do anything, they're going to have to do it on the run with Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. Obviously, they're backing him up. I think it's going to be a tough game for Ted McMillan. I really, really like him a lot. But I just think the Falcons' defense those 2 stars on the offense are going to be the defining factor there. So I think 21-14. It's going to be a close game, but the Falcons are going to win. So.
Okay, yeah, I think I'll take the Falcons as well. If you look, the Panthers are technically, they're kind of on the bubble for a playoff spot right now. But like you said, they're headed the wrong way. They're just trending the wrong direction. I think the Falcons are starting to play a little bit better. Panthers are starting to play a little bit worse. I'll take the Falcons in this one. Where do we want to go next? Let's go. This is kind of an intriguing matchup for a 1:00 start. We got the Buccaneers at the Bills, right? Buffalo. Buffalo's a 6.5-point favorite at home. Over under in this one's 45.5 points. Highmark Stadium. Ryan, if you're there, you're watching the game. Buccaneers, Bills, what do you expect from this one?
I think it's going to be a fun game overall. Baker's still looking really good. I don't think he's really at the MVP odds anymore, but he's still close to the top 10 quarterback. I think the rushing game is a mess, unfortunately. It's nice that Bucky Irving's finally back, finally going through walkthroughs, practicing, but he's not playing this week. The only receiver that's doing anything on that team right now is Emeka Egbuka as the rookie, and he's got a future star, but he's not going to be able to carry this team. this week against the Bills, a team that, really good. Second-rate total offense, first in rushing as well. I mean, James Cook looked absolutely electric. Josh Allen, obviously, is an MVP candidate, top 5 quarterback right now. Dalton Kincaid is out, so that will be some sort of a factor. And I believe that they said that Keon Coleman is a healthy scratch, so that's a little concerning since he was, I believe, either he was late first round or early second round, right there. I think it was early second round pick, but nonetheless, now he's not even playing. With a team that desperately needs receivers. I mean, Khalil Shakir looks okay, but he's the 29th ranked receiver overall. So, I think the Bills are just going to dominate on the ground right now. I do think it's going to be a close game. I think it will probably just go to the last possession, whoever's the ball, but I'm just going to say Bills win 28-21.
Yeah, could be an exciting game. TK, what do you think?
I'm gonna take the Buccaneers in this one. I for some reason I just think this is going to be one of those Baker Mayfield games where he just decides to put together a masterclass performance. I don't have much faith in Buffalo's secondary. Granted, they have long-term veteran Jordan Poyer, who I absolutely love. Maxwell Harrison has been pretty good as a first-round pick this year. They're pretty banged up back there. Granted, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are as well. Baker seems to like these late November, slightly chilly games, where he can bring out the sleeves and the hand warmer and get extra special icy on defenses. We've seen it before when he was here in Cleveland. We saw a little bit of it when he was with the Rams. And, of course, with the Bucs now, he's just rolling with it. Again, close game, fun game, thrilling game down to the wire, I do believe. So if you are betting, take the over. But, yeah, I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a surprise road win today over the Buffalo Bills.
Okay. Yeah, a couple of 6-3 teams going at each other. Teams with, playoff, not only hopes, but most likely playoff plans, really. I'm jealous, I guess, a little bit as I look at it from the outside, but it should be a fun game to watch. I mean, like you said, could go down to the last possession, Ryan. These two quarterbacks are last possession type of quarterbacks, right? Like Baker and Josh Allen are guys that you put the ball in their hand, within a score or whatever at the end of the game, they can do some damage. Both these guys super confident. We talked about how dangerous the Bills can be when they get the running game going. I don't know if they do that today. I think I'm going to take the Buccaneers as well on the road. I think they come in and upset the Bills. I think the Bucs get this win today. Now that I say that, watch them get blown out. But I don't know. I feel like something tells me Buccaneers today. Let me take a quick look at the Commanders-Dolphins game real quick for you guys. Still 13-13, about 8:05 left. So we are trending towards some free football in Spain as we go. Let's move on. Let's go to the Texans at the Titans. Houston is a 5.5-point favorite on the road against Tennessee. Tennessee's not good. Boy, the Mike Vrabel days are gone very, very quickly in Tennessee. But, yeah, not a good football team. I don't know. Ryan, I think I started with you last time. TK, let me start with you. Texans at Titans. What do you think in this one?
As much as I had to say, it should be an easy one for the Texans. I do have faith in both Cam Ward as the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans going into the future. Mm-hmm. And I do commend the job that Mike McCoy has done as the interim HC there in Tennessee. But it's just not enough. Another game that comes down to personnel. Granted, Houston has had some injuries. Tennessee has had some injuries as well. And they do not have the personnel right now to compete. Granted, they have shown that they do have a spine. They are not a franchise that is DOA. They will give a valiant effort. They just do not have enough to get it done against yet another team that looks like they're trying to start to figure things out, possibly make a push towards the tournament. So, yeah, go ahead and take Houston.
Yeah, I mean, the Texans are right there, just on the other side of the Chiefs, just on the outside looking in with a couple of wins. I mean, yeah, they could definitely, obviously, improve their situation. Ryan, what do you have in this one? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to come down to this Texans defense. It's one of the best defenses in the NFL. They are the best defense right now. 4th in passing, 2nd in rushing. Overall, they're first. Davis Mills looked okay last week, 27-45, 292, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Stroud's going to be out. He also had a late, drive to win the game. Nico Collins looked great the last 2 games after, having concussion issues. Last 3 games has had 46 targets. So dude's just been an absolute receptions monster, which is important because they, he was the wide receiver 1 for 2 years. And then this year he was a little questionable with, injuries. And, they were drafting Jaden Higgins, Jalen Newell. Looks like Nico Collins is back. I don't know, this Titans defense, or this Titans team in general is awful. They're the worst offense in the NFL, 25th worst defense. Cam Ward, I do like as well, but I mean, the stats are the stats. He's the 31st worst quarterback right now. Their running game is nothing. Their receiving game, Calvin Ridley's finally going to be playing, so we'll see if he's going to do anything. He hasn't played since week 6. I think this Texans team is going to roll through the Titans 24-13, might be higher than that. So
yeah, I think the Texans win pretty easily. It blows my mind to think that there's a franchise out there right now that has a worse offense than the Cleveland Browns. But it's true. I mean, look at the stats, and they're there. It backs it up. So, yeah. But I mean, with the Titans, though, I mean, it feels like it probably won't be sustained like it has been with the Browns. I feel like they're another franchise that I feel like we'll find some answers before the Browns do. But whatever. That's neither here nor there. I guess that's a discussion for a different time. Oh, okay. Bears Vikings. This is a fun one. Minnesota's a 2.5-point favorite at home. I don't know. I mean, I look at this matchup. There's ups and downs. I mean, inconsistent quarterback play on both sides. I don't know. I mean, Ryan, what do you think? Bears Vikings.
This Bears team is looking pretty good lately. Their offense is looking really, really good, and especially their rushing game. Defense is not very good right now. They're bottom of the pack, but Caleb Williams is, surprisingly doing really, really well. I thought, in the offseason, they made the right moves, fortifying that offensive line, drafting even like guys like Colston Loveland, Luther Burden, just giving him an attack, for an offense, setting their franchise quarterback up, with actual, key playmakers. Whether or not they're getting in right now is irrelevant, but they will eventually. And Roma Duze, like they just keep on stacking these players. I just really, really like what the Bears are doing right now. The Vikings, I have no faith in JJ McCarthy at all. I never have. I might be biased because I'm a Ohio State fan, but I don't give a crap. JJ McCarthy sucks. Their offense is surprisingly very bad, 24th ranked across the board. And that's with Justin Jefferson. Unfortunately, he's having a down season just because the offense is. TJ Hawkinson is non-existent after that injury, which is really sad because he was looking to be one of the top tight ends before the injury. I think despite the Vikings defense being pretty good, top 10, I think the Bears are going to win. The Bears are going to beat the Vikings like 26-17. So
okay. TK, Bears Vikings. What do you think?
This is a tough one for me. I do think the Bears have been playing very well as of late. You gotta like the moxie that J.J. McCarthy has shown since getting his job back in Minnesota. I understand Ryan doesn't think he's that good. We all have our questions about Mr. McCarthy. He hasn't really done that much to impress us, but he does find a way to make timely plays and to give his Minnesota Vikings a chance to win. This is a game that I expect the Bears to pull out, though. It should be a very close game. I expect both defenses to have their shot at one another. This should be a low-scoring game. Granted, both teams do have very talented offenses. I think their defenses are kind of unsung heroes in both their situations. And this is probably going to be a game that's going to be like 17-13 type. But, I got Chicago today.
Okay, yeah, I think the Bears win. I think JJ McCarthy's a competitor. I think he's kind of a mentally tough kind of a dude. Listen, I think he can sit barefoot on the field and meditate all he wants in this one. Don't think it's going to help. Again, I keep looking at the playoff picture. If the season ends today, the Bears are in the playoffs. So, yeah, I mean, the offseason moves were fantastic. Like you said, strengthen the offensive line. Give your quarterback. I mean, you got to have guys that throw the ball to you, right? You have to have places to go. And I think they did a good job of that. They're 6-3. It's paying off now, and I think it pays off today. I think they beat the Vikings today in Minnesota. Even though Minnesota's still, like I said, 2.5-point favorite at home. I don't know, a little surprised by that. That's okay. Packers at Giants. We've talked about the Packers. They've been one of the most confusing teams. Suddenly that was my Super Bowl pick. Suddenly they're right on the cusp of, they're barely in the playoff picture. So with a loss today, oh man, I mean, their playoff probability goes way, way down. They're just above 50% if they lose today. But the Giants, the Scatterboo injury again kind of stole their soul. They're still playing tough. They're still, I think they're playing with their hearts on their sleeves or whatever. Dayball's going. I don't know. It's the whole team, the whole franchise is kind of a mess right now. So I guess TK, I don't know, man. What do you think? Green Bay's a 7-point favorite on the road in this one. I think they're a 7-point favorite for a reason. Packers at Giants, TK. What do you think?
It's a game the Packers should win, right? You think?
Yeah, I mean, but they never seem to win those.
Yeah, tell me about it. This is another game that I expect to be very close. Yet again, with the huge blow to Jackson Dart after last week's game, Jameis Winston is going to come in and he's going to give them as much life as they could possibly imagine, especially during a time like this. He did the same thing for us last season. I do expect this to be a very fun game, especially with some of the inadequacies going on with the Green Bay Packers. You really can't even pinpoint one side of the ball in which their inadequacies come out at. They have errors on offense. The defense looks out of place at times. Granted, they are a very stout unit. Even special teams can be a little bit of a letdown. I think Brandon McManus has lost a significant amount of leg strength since his days in Denver. Daniel Whelan, decent punter, not bad, but at the same time, doesn't really nail too many inside of the 20. We expect a lot out of these guys anyway. But anyway, this is a game that the Packers should win. I'm going to take them in a close one. Points are going to be scored today. And points are definitely going to be scored today. But I definitely think the Green Bay Packers will pull it out in the end.
Okay. Yeah, over-under is 41.5 in this one. Yeah, wildly inconsistent, Green Bay. And like you said, it's hard to put your finger on exactly what it is. They just show up sometimes and look like they've forgotten how to play football. Packers, Giants, Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I actually do like this Packers team. I mean, statistically saying, Josh Jacobs looks electric. He's still a top running back in this league. The questions with them is obviously the receivers and the injury, especially the major injury now to Tucker Kraft. Christian Watson has come back in 3 games. He's played relatively okay. Romeo Doubs has been off and on the field. Matthew Golden's been off and on the field. There's just really not a true number one receiver in that offense. Their defense, I think, has been electric. Yes, they've had some woes on special teams. You know, obviously that's what cost them a game against the Browns week 2. But, you know, this Giants team, as much as I love Jameis Winston, and I do, I think he's one of the most entertaining just individuals in sports in general. I just think I love Jameis Winston. It's a huge blow that Jackson Dart is out. Jameis, as great as he is and is really good for fantasy, he's going to give as many opportunities to the offense as just as many to the defense as well. There's not really an in-between. And I'm struggling to wonder if there's enough on this Giants offense for him to just actually dish it out today. I mean, Tyrone Tracy is okay. I really liked him coming out of Purdue. He was a receiver for the first 3 years and then switched to running back his senior year. He's still learning at the position. He's still, trying to hold on to the ball, and then he effectively lost his position to Cam Scadaboo, and now it's back because obviously the devastating injury to Scadaboo. Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be his top option today. We'll see if he's going to be a wide receiver 1 or a wide receiver 3. It just depends. He's been playing really good this year. He's the 19th overall receiver, but still, you just never know with that. I mean, Darius Slayton's out, and then they have Theo Johnson. So I'm unsure about the weapons that Jameis is going to have, regardless, because he's not a dual threat quarterback like Jackson is. He's going to want to sling that ball. I think because of that, and the Giants' defense is bottom of the NFL, ranked 29th. I think the Packers are going to win today, 28-17.
Yeah, I think you could see a couple of turnovers from Jameis. He likes to push the football down the field. Although I will say, if it starts to snow in that game, forget about it. It's over. For some that'll electrify Jameis Winston.
His eyes.
If it starts to snow, forget about it. The Giants win. If not, I think Green Bay does win that as a 7-point favorite. I think Green Bay should go into New York and win that game today. Let's see. This is possibly one of the most boring. Bengals Steelers. I don't know, man. There's something about this division this year that sort of makes me remember when you were a kid and your parents were listening to easy listening radio. This division is easy listening this year, right? It's like yacht rock. I don't know. I mean, it's got its place, but Jesus, man. I don't know. Whatever. So Bengals, Steelers, I don't know. Whatever. Steelers are 5.5-point favorite. They're one of the most up and down teams in football. I inadvertently just did the 6-7 thing. Didn't mean to do that. My kids would be so happy to hear it, though. Bengals, Steelers. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to even think about this one. Ryan, I'll start with you. What do you think on that? I don't know. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, this is This is a poop game, man. This is not something I want. This is a toilet bowl. It's not. And now I'm a Browns fan, so I don't really have room to talk. But I mean, this Bengals defense is the worst defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
Their offense, as of late, has been getting a lot better. Obviously, with the resurgence of Joe Flacco, who would have saw that coming? I don't know. Flacco's been playing really, really well, and I think the determining factor of this game is if he was going to play today, because he obviously has that sprained AC joint he's been dealing with in his throwing shoulder. He is going to play today. And that is great news for Jamar Chase, who is still the second best receiver in football right now. Chase Brown is looking decent as of late, but the Steelers team is garbage across the board. 29th in offense, 28th in defense. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he looked really bad last game. Jalen, their running game is nothing. DK Metcalf is ranked 30th as receivers right now, and they are just mixing in three different tight ends. You never know which one's going to get the ball. I think the main factor here is Flacco. Flacco's been incredibly accurate with these receivers. They look really good. Flacco's playing. Give me the Bengals to beat the Steelers 24-21.
Yeah, maybe it's ironic that it's the Steelers, but thinking of watching Pittsburgh is it's like listening to Steely Dan's greatest hits. It's like, am I listening? These were hits. TK, what do you got, man? What's that?
I said, who's Steely Dan, Grandpa?
Exactly. Who's Steely Dan? Who are the Steelers? Who is anybody? Am I showing my age? Am I an old guy? All right, Bengals, Steelers, TK. What do you think? It's the old guy special. Yacht Rock. What do you got?
All right, icy hot bowl part 2.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Bengals again. Like we've all come to agree on. We don't know what the Steelers are right now. It's a lot of wishy-washy, honky-dory, bull jive going on in Pittsburgh right now. They may, and we've talked about them having inflated records before.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I thought it was pretty silly when we were doing it when they were 11-0, but we all remember how that ended.
Right.
But anyway, it doesn't feel certain in Pittsburgh. It really doesn't even feel genuine anymore. This 2018 All-Pro team is eventually going to start to show their age. They're going to show exactly how far behind the 8 ball all of them are as the season gets on. Close game, do I expect? Somewhat. But this is a game that I think the Bengals will figure out how to pull out, much like they did earlier this year on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, it does feel like a game the Bengals can go in and win. It's really weird, too, because I'm looking at the Steelers' playoff probability. Right now, they're sitting in the 4th spot in the AFC because they're ahead in the division, okay? If they lose this game, their probability goes from 36%, which it is currently, down to – so that tells you what they think about the Ravens, I guess, how the Ravens are looking. That it goes down to 23%. If they win, it goes up slightly to 43%, but they're sitting in the 4th spot in the AFC. It's so bizarre. The AFC is just I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I don't care. I guess the Bengals go in and win the Steely Dan Icy Hot Bowl, whatever. It's going to smell like stale alcohol and pain rub afterwards in there. Yeah, fine. Bengals win, whatever. I don't care. Let's just move on. Chargers at Jacksonville. I don't know. The Chargers are a 3-point favorite on the road. Jacksonville's a team we have some vested interest in. They've been up and down a little bit this year. They're without some guys. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess, TK, I'll start with you. Chargers and Jaguars. What do you think?
Going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers on this one. There was a brief moment of faith in Duval that, the Jaguars were possibly going to find their way amongst the upper echelon of NFL teams, especially after they beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday night. They are 1-3 since then. Obviously struggling like hell to beat the Las Vegas Raiders, and then giving up a 20-point lead against the Houston Texans on Reliance Stadium, NRG Stadium. I'm sorry. So I just think the Chargers are starting to figure it out. Most Jim Harbaugh coach teams do as the season goes along. Cheating SOB or not, they tend to get the job done when it requires them to. Jacksonville, they're still kind of in a loop right now. Liam Cullen, the first-year head coach there, he's done a very, very good job as far as getting the most out of this football team. But this is a game that the Chargers should win. regardless if they're on the road or not. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Yeah, we love guys who go in right away and win the press conference. Liam Cohen didn't do that, but I think he's done a good job. I think he's doing great. And like you said, Jim Harbaugh, he may pick his nose and eat his boogers, but he can coach some football, right?
And he cheats.
He cheats. He's awful. He's the worst kind of human. Yeah, he's the worst kind of human there is. The booger eating cheater. But yeah, listen, I mean, he can coach some football.
I have many tweets.
Yeah, yes, of course. Ryan, what do you think of this one, man? Who do you have?
Yeah, I have a vesting interest against the Jaguars of this season, so I'm just going to vote for them to lose every game regardless. But, I mean, Chargers look really good. 8th overall offense, 4th overall defense. Justin Herbert is actually absolutely electric. His 3 receivers right now are dynamic. Yeah, Quentin Johnson looks like he's taking a step back, but Led McConkey's taking a step up, so it's not really a drop-off there. All 3 are looking really, really good. Kamani Vidal is, it feels like every other game he's really good. Last week he was really good. The week before he was really bad. The week before that he was really good. The week before that, like literally. So this week he looks like he's probably gonna have a bad game just because of that trend. I don't know. That's just fun. Amarian Hampton is still on IR, but he's possibly back after the Week 12 bye. So definitely watch that. This Jaguars team, they're not bad. They're not bad, but Brian Thomas Jr.'s has ailments for injuries. Travis Hunter is on IR. They're looking for Parker Washington to step up in a big way, and he's doing relatively okay, but he's Parker Washington, Trevor Lawrence is just severely, boringly average, and, I don't know. I don't like this Jaguars team, despite, their winning record right now. I'm going to pick them to lose every game. Like I said, Chargers are going to win 28-17.
Yeah, I think yeah, you're right. It's funny that they're technically they're in the playoff picture. They're 5-4. They're sitting right there at the end. The Jaguars are. I think look for Justin Herbert to snack in this one, which has nothing to do with anything you find inside Jim Harbaugh's nose. I think the Chargers win this one. That's gross. Sorry. Hey, he did it, not me. But yeah, I think the Chargers win this one. I don't want to say easily or handily, but I think that maybe they could win by 10-13. I think they could win going away a little bit in this one. Not sure why the 3-point spread, honestly, but we'll see. Let's go to the afternoon slate of games, which always hints that they're a little more important. That's obviously why the Browns are kicking off at 4:25. But let's head to the 4:05 game. Seattle play. Let's head to the 4:05. I feel like we're in California. We're heading down the freeway. We are in California. We're going to go to Los Angeles. Seattle plays Los Angeles. Hey, that's funny, right? The Rams. Rams are a 3.5-point favorite in this one at home off the 4:05. I have no idea if they're anywhere near the 4:05. I don't know California. Don't crucify me. I'm sorry. Seattle Rams. Ryan, let me start with you. What do you think in this one?
I think this might be one of the funnest games of the week, honestly. I really like the Seattle team a lot. JSN is the best receiver in football right now. Maybe that's because Puka Nacua has been injured a little bit, but I don't care. He's absolutely fantastic. Just took over DK's role and never looked back. Darnold looks like he's revitalized his career. I've talked about this a lot. He looks really good. Their running game is a little concerning for the Seahawks, but their defense is really good. They're both 9th overall in offense and defense. This Rams team, don't get me wrong, I love them. 5th overall offense, really good defense as well. Stafford for, going out there with a cane and a long beard for like Father Time is still, he's not really, but, it's still somehow is, a top 10 quarterback, actually almost top 5. Kyron Williams looks absolutely fantastic. Puka Nacua, even after missing all those games, is still the 4th overall receiver, which is a major testament to his ability. And then Devontae Adams, the other old man on the team, is 7th ranked overall. This is a very, very fun offense. Very good defense. I don't know, man. A lot of people probably are going to take the Rams here. I'm going to take the Seahawks. I think it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be very close, I think, 24-21, but I think it'll be one of those shootouts last possession. Give me JSN to score a game-winning touchdown.
Okay. Yeah, one of the 3 games with the highest over-under in the NFL this week at 48.5. I'm sorry, the second highest, because there is one we'll talk about in a minute with a little bit higher. But yeah, 48.5 over-under. Yeah, I think it could be a high-scoring one. TK, what do you think?
The mass resurgence of Sam Darnold continues in Los Angeles and taking the Seattle Seahawks. Jackson Smith and Jigba is showing the world exactly why Ohio State, not Louisiana State University, is in fact WRU. He has been absolutely excellent this year. I think that the connection that Sam Darnold and he have been able to muster up this year, it looks like Ashford and Simpson. It looks like Darryl Hall and John Oates. It looks like Simon and Garfunkel. this looks like one of the best duos possibly in the game today, and hopefully we can get more of them in the future as well. I love this defense as well in Seattle. They do a lot of things really well, which is why they rank in the top 10 of most categories, like Ryan had just mentioned earlier. This should be a close game because, like we all said, the Los Angeles Rams are a very good team. Granted, without Puka Nacua this year, this is still a very potent offense. Matt Stafford continues to get better with age, as does Devontae Adams. And, of course, you can't forget about Kyron Williams. So this will be a close one, but I got the Seahawks.
Yeah, I think I like the Seahawks as well on the road. I mean, the Rams, again, 3.5-point favorites. I like the way the Seahawks are playing. Jackson Smith and Jigba, like you said, just a lot of fun to watch. That whole offense is fun with Sam Darnold. Seattle. I'll take Seattle on the road. Let's go to 49ers at the Cardinals. Before we get into this, a little bit of talk about Mac Jones, possibly on the trade block at the end of the season. Browns fans, if you're paying attention, would you want Mac Jones? Would you want him to run the? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it better than Dylan? Yes. I mean, what was I going to ask? Is it better than Dylan Gabriel? Of course it is. We don't know what we have in Shedeur Sanders, but to be fair, we might never know. I mean, if they don't put him out there, we're not going to know. So
give me that bridge QB and punt to 2027 where there's actually some good players.
I'm fine with that.
We're going to suck regardless. Who cares? Let's get a better player out of it.
Yeah, doesn't matter, right? Got a couple first round picks. Let's go.
It's something to think about, though. McCorkle Jones in the Browns uniform.
Hey,
it's something to think about.
Think about
because he's going to get paid this offseason. I hope y'all know that he's going to get paid somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't even know why Kyle is rushing to bring back Brock Purdy. To be quite honest, you guys have been absolutely a-okay without him. You don't want to re-aggravate it now.
They paid him, that's why.
Yeah, they got to do something with him. They can't just you definitely want him to see him on the field. But I don't know. The Niners are going to go into Arizona as a 3.5-point favorite on the road in this one. This one is in Glendale at State Farm Stadium. Cardinals have had all kinds of weird problems, but now, I mean, the offense is starting to come around a little bit, right? They look okay, right? Now that Kyler Murray hasn't been there for a few weeks. They've got things going on. I don't remember who I started the last game with. TK, I'm just going to start with you. Niners, Cardinals. What do you think in this one?
I'm going to go with the 49ers on this one. Okay. I do like the way the Cardinals have played as of late, especially after making Jacoby Brissett the starter. I definitely think that was the right move to make. I definitely think Kyler Murray's time in the AZ is about done. Don't know where he ends up. Do not say here. But I definitely believe that the 49ers are definitely a well-oiled machine, and they are ready to get it on. Whether or not McCorkle Jones starts today, they have a brilliant offense. It just works regardless if he's back there. Either one of us would be back there. We throw for 220 yards in this offense. So
not me.
49ers. Say it again.
Not me.
Yeah, I think you underestimate.
I'm a receiver. I'm not a quarterback.
Oh, okay. All right.
My pocket presence is terrible. I have happy feet.
I'll look like Deshaun Kaiser out there.
Although I can see down the field. There's that. So
right.
6'3", I can at least see down the field. I don't know. Did you pick? I don't even.
Sorry,
know where we are.
My bad, TJ.
No, it's fun. I like getting derailed every once in a while. All right, TJ quit on us. Ryan, you go ahead. It's whatever.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I have the Cardinals winning. I'm sorry, not the Cardinals, the 49ers, excuse me. 49ers winning. Their offense looks really good despite all the injuries. Ricky Pearsall is back. George Kittle looks like he's finally, getting back to himself after a few tough games. Their defense isn't that great. Brock Purdy is playing today, but he was only played week 1 and week 4 this year. Christian McCaffrey looks absolutely electric. Hopefully Ricky Pearsall is going to do something today. I do like the Cardinals, though, okay? Only for the fact that I really like Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett, in his, 4 games that he's started, he's had 1,118 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Actually, it's a small sample size, but if he continues this throughout the season, he might earn himself a contract just as much as, Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, all the other Joneses, count them in. Jacoby Brissett's looking really, really good. And, at 6'4" and not that 5'2" Kyler Murray size, he's been able to distribute the ball a lot. I think the main contributing factor today is Marvin Harrison Jr. is out with appendicitis. He had surgery. As much as I love Trey McBride and, the running game here is going to struggle a lot too. Mary DeMarco looks okay, but they just had injury after injury, and every week it looks like they're trying to throw a different guy out there, whether it's Bam Knight, DeMarco, or Michael Carter. You just never know who it's going to be. As much as I do like Jacoby Brissett, I just don't think he has enough weapons. I think the 49ers are going to handle this 29-17, maybe something like that.
Okay, that's fair. I think Jacoby Brissett has done well in his current Call of Duty as the Cardinals starting quarterback. Sorry, I like to get a little Kyler Murray shot in every week. It doesn't always have to be a short joke, right? It can be something else. I think what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Niners. I think the Niners are going to win this game pretty easily. If they win, by the way, their playoff percentage goes up to about 85%. So yeah, look for the Niners to have a lot to play for also in this one. So I think that makes a difference. And I'm sorry, I'm keeping an eye on the game in Madrid right now because the Dolphins just called a timeout. The Commanders had the ball, 1:05 left in the game. They're on about their own 35-yard line. Okay. Well, now they're in the Dolphins territory. Now they're down to the Dolphins 40. The time is not moving with the play, so it's confusing. But whatever, just trying to keep it. I don't know if we're gonna get free football in Madrid or not, but got an eye on that one for you. We'll let you know if anything happens. Well, let's the Kansas City and Denver game, Chiefs at Broncos. This is possibly, I think this is the matchup of the week, right? Like, this is a big one. Again, we talked about it. If the season ended today, the Chiefs are out. They're not in the playoffs. Yeah. Man, what a turn of events, right? That would be a little crazy. The Broncos are really good. The Broncos are sitting at 8-2. They're first in the AFC West, looking like a really, really good football team. Bo Nix has been pretty good. I don't know. I mean, Kansas City is a 4.5-point favorite despite everything, going into a place where, again, the Broncos are playing pretty well. I mean, I don't know, Ryan. What do you think? Did the Broncos take care of business today? And for all intents and purposes, I mean, would they knock the Chiefs out of the playoffs almost? I mean, can the Broncos get it done today and beat the Chiefs? What do you think?
I mean, if you ask Broncos fans, this Broncos team sucks. This offense is horrible. They hate Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix has been relatively good despite, some certain situations here and there. I mean, Bo Nix is still the 6th overall quarterback right now. One big factor here, J.K. Dobbins is out. R.J. Harvey, the rookie, is going to step in. He has looked good. He has he can catch the ball in the backfield, but as a rookie against a really good Chiefs defense, how effective is he going to be? I'm not sure. This Broncos passing attack, Cortland Sutton looks okay. Troy Franklin looks like he might be stepping in as a wide receiver 1 there. Remember that him and Nix went to college together. They have that rapport going for many years now, regardless of Sutton and his contract. And this Broncos defense is one of the best in the NFL. Broncos are 8-2. I just don't think this Chiefs team is going to lose today. I don't know. Their offense is looking really, really good. 7th best. Their defense is looking even better, 6th best. And, that's surprising with their offense. A lot of injuries, a lot of, their running backs have been out. Rashee Rice was out for 6 games. There wasn't really a true identity there, but Pat Mahomes is still the 2nd best quarterback in the NFL right now. Despite all that, Rashee Rice is now back, and he looks to be maybe a true wide receiver 1 for that team. He looks absolutely electric. I really, really, really like him a lot. Travis Kelce is still Travis Kelce, a top 5 tight end in the league. I don't think the Chiefs are going to lose this game. I don't think the refs or maybe the NFL are going to let them lose this game. I think the Chiefs are going to win here 31-21.
There it is. I wondered if anybody would bring it up. And listen, for what it's worth, the Chiefs, like I said, they're going to have a little bit extra to play for. I think we've seen them in those games. They seem to always come out on top. They find a way. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Chiefs at Broncos. TK. And I'm just keeping a close eye on the Madrid game as well. It's getting down to the wire here. What do you think, TK?
I'm going to go ahead and rock with the Chiefs on this one. It should be a very close game. Granted, Denver is a very good football team at 8-2. I would not necessarily call them the most hated team in the NFL, but they are by far the most annoying. You go into Philadelphia and beat them, yet you struggle against the Jets. You almost got drilled at home to the Giants, and just last week possibly played the worst Monday Night Football game I had ever seen in my life against the Las Vegas Raiders. So this team has some issues. Granted, that defense is not one of them. For the most part, not one of them. Other than that Giants game, they were absolutely terrible. But they got together in the fourth quarter, obviously. This team makes absolutely no damn sense. You're 8-2, and we've already went down that slew of games. I definitely think the Chiefs' backs are against the wall. They do not want this dynasty to burn down that easily. Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs in a close one today. Tough game, but I think the Chiefs will pull it out.
Okay, Commanders just missed a 56-yard field goal attempt to take the
Why did I think that was
lead.
going to happen?
Yeah, they just missed a field. So now
overtime in Madrid.
Is Matt Gay still their place kicker?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Just missed that one wide right from 56 yards. So it looks like we're gonna get some free football.
Nice.
In Madrid. It's not too late to head out there if you want to catch the end of that one. Maybe a little late to get there, just logistics wise. But what game are we talking about? Yeah, Chiefs Broncos. I think the Chiefs, like you said, Ryan. I don't know if the NFL lets them lose this game. I think they always seem to find a way. I think they're gonna find a way in this one. Although the Broncos have been very good. At 8-2, I think the Chiefs come out on top. And what would the NFL playoffs be without the Kansas City Chiefs right now, right?
Yeah.
Lions at Eagles. This is a fun matchup. The Eagles are a 2.5-point favorite at home. Lions have been really good, and they've also had a couple of clunkers. They've turned in a couple of weird games this year. But I mean, as far as the playoff picture goes, they're 6-3. Right? They're first in their division. The Eagles are in the first spot overall. They're 7-2. Leading the NFC East. So a couple of division leaders, a couple of really good teams. Let's start with TK. What do you think, man? Lions at Eagles.
Another tough one, brother. Another tough one, I think. While I do think that the Philadelphia Eagles are starting to find their stride a little bit, granted, another bad Monday night game had been played just this past week. But I'm just looking at it from a outside standpoint. I think the Eagles are going to have this one due to home field advantage. I expect Detroit to come with a ton of moxie today. They do have a lot to play for, especially being 5-3, especially after that loss to Minnesota. They got to figure it out soon. But I definitely think the Eagles have the upper hand today, and they should get the W as well.
Okay. By the way, for our game, just real quick, the Ravens at the Browns. We had AA downtown. He said really, really gusty winds going on right now. So keep an eye on that with Dylan Gabriel. The quarterback who struggles with 8-yard swing passes may struggle in a gusty situation. So you might see a lot of Quinshon Judkins in that running game today. Ryan, let's Lions at Eagles. What do you have in this one? What do you think? Sunday night game, by the way.
Yeah, I love this Lions team, and I hate this Eagles team. So I mean, take that for what it's worth. But I mean, this Lions team on the field offensively, 6th best overall offense, looks really, really good. Their defense looks fantastic as well, 7th overall. Yeah. Goff, another guy who's getting up there in age, he's not super old, but relatively older. He's looking really good. He's a good veteran. 12th overall quarterback. Gibbs looks electric. Looks like he would be maybe the top running back if it wasn't splitting the backfield. 4th overall right now. Amon outside. Brown, absolutely electric, a top receiver in this league. And then Jameson Williams, struggled at the beginning of the season, but has played very well the last 3 out of his 4 games. I love this Lions team. I hate this Eagles team. They suck, but they're good. It's so stupid. They are bottom of the league in offense. They're below average in defense, but yet they continue to win. They're 7-2. It's almost like they have Chief status. I don't know. I'm just gonna say. Jalen Hurts is the most frustrating quarterback I've ever seen in my life. I mean, AJ Brown, just this week on Twitch said, "Hey, if you got me on fantasy football, drop me," because he's obviously not getting the freaking ball.
Right.
Even when he's wide open. There was a blatant play earlier where I saw last week where he was running with her slant and wide open, didn't take the slant, but Hurts just runs to the left for a gain of 2. It's frustrating. Dallas Goedert looks really good. Devontae Smith looks really good. This team does look relatively good, but statistically, they shouldn't be 7-2.
No.
I do not like this Eagles team. Not to mention there may be a little trouble in paradise now with AJ Brown. We've noticed how some receivers can be divas, and sometimes that can be very toxic to the locker room. I'm going to take the Lions to win this game, even though the Eagles are definitely going to win this game because the NFL are going to make them 28-20.
Yeah. Right now, Lions receivers have less diva status than the Eagles receivers. I'll take the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look for them to go in there and bite some kneecaps. I think they went on the road. Okay, the Monday night game, because we've got the Colts and the Saints are on bye this week, by the way, the only two teams on bye. So the Monday night game is the Cowboys at the struggling, bumbling, whatever you want to say, whatever adjective you want to use for the Raiders. They're really, and they're really pretty bad. Not Browns bad, but they're pretty bad. They're right there at 2-7 as well. I don't know. I mean, it kind of surprises me to see that the Cowboys are only a 3.5-point favorite, but we know they have their struggles on defense as well. So could Geno Smith finally look decent in the game? I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Ryan, Cowboys at Raiders. What do you think in the Monday night game? Oh, by the way, I can watch, by the way. YouTube TV has decided that corporate greed is no longer a thing. So they and Disney shook hands. I was able to watch some ESPN college football yesterday a little bit. I'll get to watch the Monday night game this week finally. So for whatever that's worth, I can claim my $20 whatever. Who cares? Ryan, what do you got?
Yeah, screw Disney. I don't care. This game is gonna be so boring. I mean, obviously the Cowboys, their offense is really good. They're really good. 4th ranked total. Javonte Williams has had a resurgence in his career. It looks like a top running back. And going into the draft, even they were wondering. A lot of people were wondering if the Cowboys are going to draft a running back high. And it looks like it's going to work out for him, that they didn't have to. George Pickens, it looks like he is playing for a contract right now. Looks really, really good. Jake Ferguson is a top tight end in this league right now. Even CeeDee Lamb, with all of his games that he's missed, is looking fantastic. Their defense is garbage. It's so bad. The second worst in the NFL, behind the Titans. But this Raiders team is even worse. Their offense is absolutely garbage. Geno Smith, talk about quarterbacks who earn contracts and are looking to revitalize their career. We thought that was the case, and then he teams back up with Pete Carroll, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he's looking really, really bad right now. JT, I feel bad for him because that offensive line is not stellar, and he's average, but for a top 10 pick, he should be doing better. It's concerning to me that they don't really have a wide receiver one right now. They traded away Jacoby Myers. Trey Tucker looked to be that guy stepping in. He would look to be a very good receiver at the beginning of the year, but he's really dropped down. And then as of last week, Tyler Lockett is now part of that team, and he actually led the team in targets last week. And he's got that relationship with Carroll as well, going back to Seattle. So that's something to watch. Brock Bowers is getting back. He's healthy now. Hopefully he'll continue that. But I don't think it's going to matter too much for the Raiders. I think this Cowboys offense is going to be too much to handle, and they're going to probably win 28-17, something like that.
Yeah, Raiders are pretty bad. TK, what do you got? Cowboys, Raiders. Monday night game.
Both these teams suck, but I do expect to see a lot of fireworks Monday night. You think of two crappy teams going up against each other in the Monday Night Lights. I definitely see a lot of offensive fusion going on. Geno had a solid game against the Jaguars. Then he actually crashed down back to earth in the Raiders-Broncos game. I expect him to get back on track. I expect another, 253 or 4 touchdown pass game against this piss-ass poor Dallas Cowboys defense. And I expect Dakota Prescott to do the exact same thing to the Raiders' piss poor defense. This game could very well be 42-38 by the time this is all over. It very well could be that high scoring. I know you don't expect it to be fun because both of these teams are garbage. And listen, Brian Schottenheimer nor Pete Carroll really give a damn what happens the rest of the season. They are throwing all of their cards on the table. They're looking both of their quarterbacks in the eye and saying, "Look here, dude. To hell with it. Let's just get on. Let's get in here. Let's just make something happen." And I do expect a ton of fireworks in an otherwise pretty crappy matchup. Historically, it looks great. But obviously, if you're looking at present day, kind of dog shit.
Yeah, and 42-38 sounds like it should be fun, TK. It sounds like that would be a fun one, but still, I think it's not exciting offense. It's just complete lack of defense, right? So yeah, I think that could be very high scoring. I agree with you. I think the Cowboys, the Raiders are just that much worse. Neither one of these teams are going anywhere. Playoff speaking, they're not going anywhere. So yeah, I guess the Cowboys go in and win. Dolphins have the ball, by the way, in the Madrid game going in. They're in the red zone. So I don't know. We'll see what happens in that one. 8:22 left in overtime. Free football in Madrid. Speaking of free, we're gonna be free for about 2 minutes. We're gonna take a quick break. We thank you for joining us as we took our little road trip, around the NFL and the Inside Edge Network vehicle that's serviced and maintained and brought
That's
to you
so
by
funny,
LP.
bro.
Even my head looks too big for that convertible.
Well, I thought, I was trying to give a perspective thing with you looking around, and I think I just didn't have enough Photoshop time this morning. But we'll fix that. Don't worry, we'll fix your head, TK.
Not bad. Pretty good, though. You did a pretty good job with it. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I'll send you $20 or something for saying that. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and then we're going to be back on the Inside Edge Network. We're going to bust through the end of our show because we know you want to check your commissioners, your official commissioners couch fantasy lineups. And we'll get to all that stuff when we get back. We'll get the keys to victories and score predictions when we come back in 2 minutes on the Inside Edge Network. All right, welcome back to the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland Browns and NFL pregame show, brought to you by LPV Productions. Just took a quick 2-minute break. My dog decided he was no longer riding with us, so he wanted to leave the room and kept banging his head into the door. So I'm sure any moment he'll be banging his head into the door, wanting back in the room now. That's how it goes. Once you're out, you're out. Sorry, bud. You made your decision. You got to live with it. By the way, the Dolphins have won that game now. They kicked a field goal to beat the Commanders 16-13. That's the final in Madrid.
Wow.
The Dolphins are 3-7. Congratulations to them. That's fun.
It's good for our draft position. So
it's right. We'll take it because we'll be 2-8 after today, so that's fine. We're going to skip ahead a little bit. We kind of talked about the special teams and Bubba Ventrone. We mentioned that. We don't really have to get into that. I do want to ask you guys, just real quick, though. I mean, if Dylan Gabriel doesn't look good early in this one, is it time? Should the Browns consider going to Shedeur Sanders in this one or no? I mean, is it finally time, or is he too banged up from throwing to ball boys at Baldwin Wallace or whatever he's doing? I don't know. Does he get into this game today if Gabriel looks bad early or no, Ryan? What do you think?
I mean, honestly, they should have they should have turned the ball over to Shedeur Sanders after week 6, to be honest. I mean,
yeah.
Dylan Gabriel has been a manageable third-string quarterback who should never see the field as a starter unless the entire QB room is hurt,
Or forgot to get on the plane or something.
Yeah, right. In his last 3 games, he's gone 51 of 85 for 439 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 3 losses. I honestly don't know if Shedeur Sanders will be a good quarterback in the NFL. There's a ton of rumors that fans are starting to say that the Browns are maybe intentionally sabotaging Shedeur's career by not giving him the opportunity. My argument with that is that if the Browns are not good and do not have a good team, so and that includes the locker room culture right now. So if the front office was actually doing that to Shedeur and he was actually the better quarterback in practice, then I think that more players would be vocal about that. Mm-hmm. The players want to win regardless of what happens. Regardless of what the organization is doing. If Shedeur was showing that he's better than Gabriel, then we would undoubtedly hear about it. On the contrary, some may say that Shedeur isn't showing his skills in practice because he's not giving equal opportunity to do so. That may be the case as well. But honestly, I don't care about the unknowns about Shedeur Sanders because I know exactly what we have in Dillian Gabriel, and he sucks. He's a short pile of dookie who should not even be wearing an NFL jersey, to be honest. I mean, logic says that Sanders will get his chance to play. It would be malpractice for the Browns not to let him get some starts to see if he is the future at the position. It has to be sooner than later. Dillian Gabriel he's literally played 64 games in college, the most in college football history. There is enough tape on this dude to see what kind of quarterback he is. What are we doing? I mean, I sound like a broken record every week, but we have a major draft with 2 first-round picks coming up and a ton of pressure to find the future of a quarterback looms over our heads. Kevin has got to swallow his pride and get that kid in the freaking game. He does. Time is running out. It's getting ridiculous. I never want to see Dillian Gabriel out there again. Put Shedeur Sanders in for the rest of the season. See what the heck we have in this kid.
Might as well take a look. TK, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with Ryan's take. The season's going nowhere fast. Granted, if we're gonna bring up Dylan Gabriel's stats, that's just a whole bunch of box score viewing. You're not actually watching the game,
right?
And over the years, it took me a while to realize that actually is a thing. There's a difference between box score watching and actually watching the game. Just because he has a 3.5 to 1 touchdown to interception ratio does not mean that he's playing well, and he has not. So it does look terrible early, which I wouldn't risk it at this point in time, especially with the weather game that we're getting ready to have today. If he does look bad early, it may be time to put Shedeur Sanders in. But I don't think it will happen. I really don't think Stefanski has any type of urgency to throw the young man out there. He wants to see his 3rd-round pick do something that equates to some type of fruition. So,
is someone running a vacuum? I don't know what that noise is.
Oh, that's my mother. That's my wife.
Okay. I just wondered. I was like, man, I thought that was our sign this week that the Browns suck. We got the vacuum going on. But that's fine. That's fine. No worries. Sometimes you got to clean on Sundays. No worries.
Right.
We're all good. That's funny. So I don't know. I just think it's time. I think we, like you said, we know what we have in Dillian Gabriel. I was just telling TK when you stepped away, I thought that was our weekly sign that the Browns just suck. We got the vacuum sound going on. So no big deal. I think it's just, I don't know, whatever. Tommy Rees is going to have to come up with something on offense. It's still Kevin Stefanski's offense. Still not great. Whatever. I don't know if we've seen enough of Tommy Rees to know one way or the other, but that's fine. Real quick before, we got 10 minutes. Let's get out of here. Browns keys to victory. What do they need to do today to beat the Ravens? Like, what do they have to do? TK, let me start with you.
First and foremost, please run the ball. We're going to be having winds upward of 20 to 25 miles an hour. It's going to be a little wet. It's going to be a little cold. Obviously, the saying goes, the ground game is what travels the most. So you need to establish that run game. You got to get something going on. Granted, like I said last week, may have not been the inspiring silver lining performance that you wanted, but it definitely was a step back in the right direction. It's something that they need to continue to do today. Secondly, please try your best to contain Lamar Jackson. I do see a different level of prosperity and, of course, production within this offense since he's been back. Mark Andrews looks like he's back to being a top 5 fantasy tight end in this league. I do like the way that Zay Flowers has been playing this season. Obviously, the contributions out of the running back room, not named Derrick Henry. You get quite a few touches for Justice Hill. Also, to get Eaton Mitchell back is obviously a big deal. I expect him to get a few touches this game as well.
Okay.
So you really want to contain Lamar Jackson and their running game as well. Granted, we remember the week 2 performance in which we only gave 44 yards to Derrick Henry. And my defense looked absolutely spectacular. Different story for the pass defense. Gave up 4 touchdown passes, and Lamar looked excellent. And third, and most importantly, if they do plan to throw the ball, we need to be aware of that. We need to be ready for it. We need to cover better that 2 matchup, just like I said. Granted, Lamar only had 225 yards through the air. He still threw 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
All 4 of them were absolute dots against suspect coverage. Some of them were a couple of them were against decent coverage. But a lot of those dots were just, oh my goodness, we were all out of position. Tez Walker had such a huge day that day. I think he had 3 touchdowns. So yeah, we gotta defend the pass if that is they decide to throw the football back.
Yeah, TK, it's the famous Browns don't bend but break defense. That's kind of what they had going on in that matchup. Ryan, quickly, what are your Browns keys to victory today? How do they beat the Ravens?
I mean, they have to limit Lamar Jackson first and foremost. If the Browns want to pull out the win against the Ravens today, it starts with containing Lamar. He's been remarkably efficient this season with his limited play due to his injuries, obviously, throwing 15 touchdowns to 1 interception. And obviously his ability to extend the plays outside the pocket is what makes Baltimore's offense so dangerous as well. Cleveland's defensive front, led by Myles Garrett and those 5 sacks just a few games ago, must stay disciplined in the rush lanes and force Jackson to operate as a pocket passer. Limiting his improvisation will go a long way towards slowing the Ravens' offensive attack for sure. Secondly, they need to control Derrick Henry at the line of scrimmage. Henry has already piled up 700 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns this season. Baltimore has been leaning towards him, and he's been setting the tone physically for sure. If the Browns can win early downs and prevent Henry from grinding out chunk plays, they'll put the Ravens in a more predictable passing situations, and that's where Cleveland's pass rush in secondary can, for sure tilt the matchup. And they did that, in September, and it was relatively ineffective, as he said. Tez Walker had 3 touchdowns. So, the last part is to exploit the Ravens' weak secondary. They've been vulnerable, allowing nearly 250 passing yards per game. Dylan Gabriel, I don't know if he can do it, but should look to attack the intermediate zones with the quick throws. Using guys like Harold Van Jr. and David Njoku as a mismatched weapon for sure. Keeping the passing game efficient not only moves the chains for them, but also can neutralize Baltimore's pass rush, by getting the ball out more quickly. Maybe throw some RPOs to get, Quinshawn involved, as well as the Brown, this Browns team could come out victorious. I just don't think it will. Also, I think this game, Mark Andrews has a couple records for the Ravens coming up. I think it's most catches or most yards for a player in general. So look for them to maybe, give him the ball some more just so he can break that record against the Browns. Just rub it in one more time. So
right, of course. And then may feed him in general just because of the conditions.
Right.
I think, the Browns have to, first of all, they can't turn the ball over. Second, like you said, defensively, you've got to you have to have an aggressive but not an overzealous pass rush against Lamar Jackson. You have to keep him kind of bracketed in, make him beat you through the air in the windy conditions. He's more than capable of doing that, but you have to make him do it because we know what he can do with his legs. I think he's a little hesitant to take off because of the hamstring injury. The knee soreness is probably directly related to the hamstring injury. They seem to go hand in hand.
Right.
That's probably the same thing. I don't think that's a different injury at all. But it's something to keep an eye on. I don't think he's going to want to leave the pocket too much. So if they can kind of force him out of there, but again, keep him bracketed, I think that's a good thing. Don't turn the ball over. Limit Henry, limit Jackson, limit their capabilities. And I think the Browns could do it. Unfortunately, we have a quarterback that plays in a 15 to 20-yard bubble and can't see the intermediate zones. So I don't think that's going to be a thing. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Let's get to the Ravens' keys to victory. Ryan, I'll start back with you quickly. What do they have to do to beat the Browns besides just showing up at the stadium today?
Yeah, first off, they need to control Myles Garrett. Miles is the centerpiece of the Browns defense, basically the engine of the team, I would say. They need to find a way to neutralize him. That means using double teams, chip blocks, quick release passing to keep him, from disrupting Lamar Jackson's rhythm. Establishing the run game will also be critical for them, even against one of the league's toughest rush defenses. Going into that, they need to establish a run game for my second point. The Browns do have a top 10 rushing defense this year. They've already shown that they can bottle Henry up during the game back in September when they held him to 23 yards and 11 targets. With 8 of those runs going for 2 yards or less, so they can bottle him up. Derrick Henry is going to have to run the ball more than 11 times if they want to blow the Browns out of the water. So far this season, he's rushed for 148 times for 704 yards. He's a bruiser. His bruising style forces defense to commit extra bodies to the box. That can open up passing lanes for Lamar Jackson. If Baltimore can get Henry rolling, this will be a big problem for Cleveland. It's going to wear down the linebackers and safeties for the 4 quarters. And then lastly, I'm trying to go fast here. Protect Lamar Jackson. He's arguably the single most important key to victory for the Ravens against the Browns is to protect Lamar Jackson. Cleveland's defense thrives on pressure, and if Lamar is constantly under duress, Baltimore's offense is going to lose its rhythm and its explosiveness. The Browns' defensive front is relentless in collapsing pockets and forcing quarterbacks into hurry throws or scrambles. Hopefully Miles can be that force today. For the Ravens, keeping Lamar upright isn't just about avoiding sacks. It's about preserving the full scope of his dual threat ability. When he has time, Lamar can survey the field. Yeah, I know he's coming off injuries, but, he can still exploit mismatches and deliver strikes to receivers. When the pocket is clean, his decision to run becomes a weapon of choice and, rather than a necessity, I would say. Yeah. So, and that would make it more dangerous. So
fair
definitely
enough.
Protect him.
Fair enough. TK, what do you got? How the Ravens beat the Browns today?
Plain and simple. Just like you've been doing this last few weeks. Remember who you are. Remember exactly who you are. You have Lamar Jackson, you have Derrick Henry, you have Mark Andrews, you have Zay Flowers, you have DeAndre Hopkins. Remember who you are. Do not go into the stadium and play an egg. I don't care how many times you have lost at Huntington Bay Field or Cleveland Brown Stadium or First Energy Stadium or whatever the hell stadium or dome is named now. I don't care. You guys got to remember who you are. This team is 2-7 for a reason. Guys are ascending for a reason. This is not, it is a trap game, but you should not look at it as a trap game. You shouldn't look at this as a bye week either. This is, hey, we need to get back to what we do. I understand our personnel has taken a big hit due to injuries this year, but that is a part of the game, and this losing jive is not who we are. We need to get back to it. Second is second run. Today is going to be an expected Sean Johnson legacy game. Don't let it happen. Do not let it happen. Yep. Put 8 in the box if you have to. Put 9 in there. No, I'll just put all 11 in there. No,
just put everybody in the box. Coaching staff, everybody.
We ain't gonna waste no time. But yeah, you have got to report stuff to run, and third and most importantly, you must finish. As we do know, the Ravens have had some problem finishing games as of late. You think what's happening this decade so far, the number of big leads that they have squandered, and a number of games that they should have won as well. So they got to be able to finish this one. So remember who you are, stop that run, and finish.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think one of my main keys that you guys didn't say, kind of said it, Ryan, a little bit. I think they got to use the tight ends, and that's part of controlling Myles Garrett. I think that's part of containing Myles Garrett. Just chip blocks and using the tight ends also in the passing game over the middle because of the windy conditions. I think the Browns are going to try to make Lamar Jackson throw a little bit, so you gotta have the tight ends ready in this one. Let's get to our score prediction. I think I just think sometimes this this feels like a game that could get away. It really does. TK, I'll start with you. What do you got for score in this one? Who wins it?
Score prediction for this game. Give me Baltimore 24, Cleveland 14.
Okay. Ryan, what do you think?
I have give me Baltimore 24, Cleveland 14.
All right.
So
Wow.
we're pretty much a consensus there. That's exactly.
That's funny. I was going to say 31-16. So I think we're all pretty much like right in the same range, right on the same kind of page. I think there's just one extra touchdown. Just what I saw from the special teams last week. I think there's going to be like a pick six or a blocked punt, a punt return, something weird's going to happen.
Something funky, yeah.
Yeah, something funky always happens when you play the Ravens. I think that's no different today. So I think 31-16 is the score. Look for a few field goals. Maybe the Browns score a fluky touchdown. But that's it for us. Listen, guys, chin up. Thank you guys for watching. Please go follow the Inside Edge Net on X. Go to X, look for the Inside Edge Net, look for the logo. You see it right there. It's on the screen a couple of times, actually. Click the follow button, right? Like, don't be afraid to follow us. We won't think you're creepy or anything. We're not going to, think it's weird. Definitely follow us. That way you're notified when we go live. We appreciate you guys watching. Almost 300 of you watching today. Yeah. Again, we appreciate your time. We appreciate the effort to sit and listen to some of this stuff about the Browns. I mean, I know it gets a little tedious every week, but hey, guys, listen, one day we're going to have a winner. This show's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about, we're not going to be 2-7. We're going to be 7-2, right? 8-1. Maybe. We can dream. Yeah.
Real quick, go check out Legal Formation. That's their podcast. They usually do Browns post-game shows or Buckeyes post-game shows are really good. And then check out my podcast, the Commissioner's Chaos Fantasy Football podcast. Really appreciate that. So
yes, absolutely. And like I said, the important thing is get to X, follow us, Inside Edge Net on X. That way you can be notified when all the shows go live or when they're posted, whatever it is. You can follow along right with us on the Inside Edge Network. As always, we're brought to you by LPV Productions. So until next week on the Inside Edge Net, Cleveland Browns NFL pregame show, we'll see you next Sunday. Thanks for watching and enjoy all the NFL football today, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Go Browns.
Go Browns. Go somewhere.
We're the Cleveland Browns. Sorry.